All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I feel like I need to talk about entitled people real quick because, no, man, whether it's at work, whether it's at school, I'm trying to think of some other places, and I've dealt with entitled people all over. I'm like with content creating. Yeah, and it was like customers at my old job, they had like an entitlement. There wasn't really too many teachers, I had to say, at least in high school. There was this one teacher that I remember in middle school. She had a little bit of an entitlement attitude and stuff. Like, no, I remember, she would go into other teachers' classrooms and be demanding kids to do stuff. Like, and it was crazy. I'll never forget. It was a reading class. And so that class was pretty dope because now the teacher, she had us read that one book, The Outsiders, and then we watched the movie right afterwards and stuff. So, but no, anyways, I remember there was this one teacher, nobody liked her. And no, she came into the classroom like it was like, and I remember there was like, I don't know, it was like a shared classroom program thing that they had going on. But anyways, she was the like teacher that we were sharing the classroom with. So anyways, we'll go over to her class, do some stuff. Kids come over to my teacher's class and do some stuff. But when she came in, she'll be all like, "Be quiet," and all eyes on me. And it's kind of like we're confused because I'm like, ma'am, for one, you don't have no control over us. All right. I'd start screaming and acting like a wild banshee in this classroom. You would not be able to do not one thing about it. This is not your class. But two, it's like, this entitlement, you got to stop at some point. Like, I don't know if she's still teaching. If she is, probably is still the same business and stuff. Like I should just kind of just go up to my old middle school and see, like, act like I'm just there to kind of visit some teachers and stuff. But because there were some teachers that were young enough, and I'm like, yeah, you should still be working there. But I think she was kind of up there in age, so I don't know. She might have been retired. She might be retired and stuff. But no, yeah, she had like a strange entitlement, and I'm like, ma'am, you got to stop at some point. But yeah, like I said, kids didn't like her. She was one of those teachers where it was like you heard stories about her and stuff, and it was never any good stories and things. But anyways, no, actually, I take that back. There was a teacher though in high school that I dealt with where she kind of had like just a weird attitude, but I don't know, I wouldn't say it was entitlement, but at the same time, like, she did have her entitled moments and stuff, where it just, she was a bad teacher. Let's just say I don't feel like she might not. No, I take back my take back. She was just a bad teacher. I feel like I need to do a podcast episode talking about bad teachers. But anyways, fast forward to my adult life. Then with content creating and then working at that job in Seattle, I've really seen a lot of entitlement. From videos I'm reacting to dealing with people coming to my channel being entitled. What else? And then at my old job in Seattle, there was customers at time, they had like a strange entitlement. I'll never forget the first time I dealt with an entitled customer. So anyway, she comes up, she doesn't say anything. That was like always the customers that didn't like me. That was their whole thing. They wouldn't say anything to me. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe they're a Trump supporter and they don't like black people. I don't know what the business is. But anyways, so she comes up. And it would be so crazy if it was like somebody knew exactly who I was talking about too. But anyway, like let's say if there was a customer that did find my podcast and then you hear about this and it's like, oh, wait a minute, I think I know who he is. Yeah, it was a blonde white woman. I'm like, but I think there was a lot of blonde women. I was like, yeah, that's I feel like that's a bad description and stuff. But yeah, overall though, random woman, okay. First time ever having a like an interaction with her. Like, I don't remember her before. And that was the thing, like, I never, if anything, I would undercharge a customer, but I never would overcharge a customer. And if I did, I would catch it and then be like, hey, I'm gonna have to refund you this money back and then go ahead and give you your food for free. What's the problem with that? So like I said, I undercharge, I guess that would happen, but overcharge never happened. But I just started working there. So, and I was a cashier. I wasn't a cook. I wasn't a chef. I wasn't a supervisor. I wasn't a manager. I just started working there. All right. So anyways, and I'm the only cashier at the register. So I was like, dang, man, I would have loved for somebody else to witness this. But anyways, she comes up. She doesn't say anything, but then I think eventually she realized, like, oh, I have to say when I'm having to eat and stuff. Why they did that, I don't know. But anyways, she says what she's having to eat. All right, cool. So to just before like pausing the story and kind of just telling you guys what the business is. So in the afternoon, the registers with no, not the registers, the credit card machines will act extremely slow. So you have to run a report for the credit card machines, and then eventually they get back to being faster and getting stuff right. So anyways, I was sitting there waiting for the last transaction to, because there was another customer that was up there maybe like less than a few seconds before she showed up. So, anyways, I'm still waiting for the thing to print. She's holding her card out. I kid you not, and I wish I was making this up. She started shaking her card in my face for me to hurry up and grab it. I gave her a look. Natural reaction. I feel like that was the best thing that I could have did at the time. She stopped shaking the card. All right. It was definitely one of those looks where it's like, ma'am, don't do that. Like, I understand, you have a little bit of entitlement in you and stuff. I'm not the one. All right. I don't accept entitlement. I don't accept people when they're like, they come to me and they start demanding stuff because of whatever reason. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. All right. You need to understand, you got your whatever it is that you got going on. You could do that on your own. I don't need to be involved. Now, I guess with that situation, I need to be involved. I need to, charge her for whatever it was that she was having. But people need to understand, though, with this, you can be entitled as much as you want to be, but you're going to have to keep that within yourself. Think entitled, like, oh, okay, yeah, I deserve this, I deserve that, but don't let it get you kicked out of a place, because that, like, switching over to content creating, I done seen a lot of different body cam videos where people done acted entitled, and I don't feel like act. No, I think I could say no. I don't think I could say acted. Look, bro, it's 2 a.m. All right, my English, it gets to a certain point in time where like the English vocabulary is closed, like there's opening hours. So this is Ebonics, all right. So, but anyways, I'll keep you guys in tune with Ebonics at some point in time. But anyways, but no, jokes aside, body cam videos. Yeah, I done seen a lot of different body cam videos where them people be in them videos talking to the cops. I can understand me. I'm not no cop. So I was a cashier, and then now I'm a content creator. So I can understand if you want to have some entitlement with me. There are people that will act entitled with the cop. Like, there's at times where I'll watch those body cam videos and them guys be all like, why are you pulling me over? I'm like, no, I'm not accepting that. No, I'm like, they call your supervisor out here, but I'm not accepting that. And then it's funny because then when they start getting arrested, and they're like, wait a minute, no, let's talk about it. No, there's no talking about it. And they're like, well, no, you can't arrest me. You can't do this. Get me out of these handcuffs. And it's like, fam, that's not gonna happen. And it trips me out where I'm all like, bruh, people, why do you guys act like that? Like, that's one thing where it's like, a person, I feel like an entitled person never realized that they're being entitled, or acting entitled and stuff. And it's like, they don't realize it until, like, I don't know, maybe we got to start, like, recording. Well, I feel like, yeah, with them body cam videos, they have to get shown off up in the courtroom. So it's like, bruh, people, I mean, what is it that you're not seeing amongst yourself? I feel like you need to see that. You need to understand that that's not normal behavior, because I guarantee and I promise you, let somebody act that same exact way towards them, they're going to check them on it, so that's why I'm like, yeah, it trips me out where it's like, entitled people, they just lose all respect for whoever it is that they're surrounded by. And I'm like, fam, that's not, you can't go about life that way. It really trips me out and stuff. But anyways, and then just kind of just, outside of working in Seattle, and then the videos that I'm reacting to, because I know people will probably ask me that question. Have I ever dealt with any entitled fans? Yes. I had to say probably every year I done dealt with an entitled fan. Since I started being a full-time content creator, there's at times where there's people, they just go a little bit too overboard with what they want from you as a content creator. And I'm like, man, it's like, because I remember back in, I think it was 2015, 2016, a lot of people, and now, the thing is this, I don't mind when people leave a, reaction request. But at the same time, it's like, acknowledge the video that you're clicking on. Don't just click on the video and then be expecting me. Because I'm like, that to me, I'm like, what's the purpose of even coming to the channel? Like, my thing is this, right? And I know people are going to probably try to get on me for saying this. If you're going to subscribe to a person, watch their videos. You don't have to watch all of their videos, but just watch their videos. Don't just click on the video and be all like, oh, I'm just going to leave a comment and not watch the video and stuff. That don't make no sense to me. Watch the video. that helps the content creator. That keeps the content creator conversating more with the audience. And that's the thing too, where I'm like, there's people that have came to my channel, commenting underneath it, or even if it's on some stuff where it's like, okay, they subscribe, they watch, they never leave a comment, but they might join the stream, they might follow me on social media, they want to keep up to date with any TMossBoss related stuff, so they do show some sort of support. But my thing is this: show support. Don't just subscribe to a person so, oh, I can listen to every one of your demands and bow down to you. That's not what subscribing is, all right? There's content creators that I watch where I would love to see them play a video game. I would love to see them, react to a certain video or any other form of content, like whatever form of content they do. I would love to see that type of content, like them body cam videos. I love to see more body cam videos that take place in Washington State, but I'm not going to be all like, hey, nice video. Can you start posting more Seattle body cam videos? Bruh, acknowledge the video. Talk about the video. Did you even watch the video? And that's the thing. People will say yes, but it's like, okay, what did you watch? That's the thing. People don't understand how long I've been a content creator. When I say 16 years, I don't mean 16 minutes. I mean, I've been on here since you've been able to change the color of your channels. I've been on here long enough to see the biggest YouTuber at the time only had 3 million subscribers. That was between Ray William Johnson and Smosh. I'm trying to think of some other things. I've been on here long enough to see content creators that we see with millions of subscribers today, see them when they had thousands of subscribers. I've been on here long enough, and that's one thing about it, is that you see like the different types of comments from entitled fans. Like I remember back then, people just wanted you to acknowledge them, and so they'll say some stuff like, hey, I've been subscribed to you since you had like 500 subscribers, and I would call people out on this. So no, when they would come to my channel saying that, because usually they want you to like respond to them or subscribe back, whatever the case is and stuff, but they'll comment that, and I'm like, okay, what was my first video? Because I'm like, I know what my first video was. Do you know what my first video was? So what they'll do is just they'll go all the way to the first video that they see, and then they'll say that was your first video. So the first video I have uploaded currently right now on my channel is of me playing with the dog that I had years ago. And then no, so the guy says that, and I'm like, wrong answer, not that. I'm like, if you've been subscribed to me long enough, you know that wasn't my first video. That was probably like my 15th, 20th video, but that wasn't my first video. There was a lot of videos that I did take down, and I think I still have the camera where I recorded those videos. I'll have to check, but yeah, I'm like, people, stop lying, but at the same time, it's like getting back to the entitlement. It's like, what do you want from me by telling me of that information? Like the thing is this, because I know I might say that, but if there's a reason to say that. So like, let's say for an example, if I'm reacting to I'm Dante, for an example, like let's say I'm Dante puts out some music, or he puts out a video that requires a reaction, or he wants people to react to it. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna react to this video. And if people ask, or if I'm just sitting down talking about the history that I have watching I'm Dante videos, yeah, I'll probably throw that out there. But like, oh yeah, I've been subscribed to I'm Dante since like he was back in like 2015 doing videos in the garage. But I'm letting y'all know, I'm not saying no stuff like, oh yeah, I've been subscribed to him ever since he uploaded his first video and stuff. And it's like, okay, what was the first video? Because I don't know what the first I'm Dante video was, but I do remember that time and era of I'm Dante where yes, this man was in a garage, okay, doing reaction videos, doing the roast of Tyrone Magnus. I'm trying to think of some other videos he did back during that time. Yeah, I remember when I think he did his video where he hit 100,000 subscribers, and he mentioned the editing software that he used, because I think he said he was recording videos off of his iPhone, reaction videos, and then was using Wondershare Filmora. And that was the first time I ever heard about Wondershare Filmora, was through I'm Dante. That's my ball knowledge, when it comes to I'm Dante and stuff. But yeah, you got people out there where it's like they don't be doing stuff like that. They don't want to display, I guess like them being a fan. But it's like, okay, are you a fan or are you a fake fan? Don't be a fake fan. But I'm like, yeah, and them fake fans, they act entitled. They just, they want something from you rather than like, hey, I'm just going to appreciate whatever it is that you're uploading and call it a day. So, and yeah, I'm like, and it trips me out. And I don't even think this guy was a fan. I just think that he had some random hatred for tea videos and stuff. Not like tea drinking, but like, like them tea channels where it's like news channels and stuff. So anyways, a friend of mine's. Some of you guys, man, because I've told this story before, but I feel like, for this occasion, yes, I need to tell it again, So, but anyways, there's a friend of mine's named Ray Rahimi, and she has a tea channel called Hot Tea. I don't know if she still uploads videos on that channel. I think it's been some months, because that was like, I think the last time I told this story, it definitely had been some time since she has uploaded. Hold on for a second, let me see real quick. Maybe I'm okay, there we go. So it was like this time, it was like the first video to pop up. Yeah, last time she uploaded video was 4 months ago. So, but no, an amazing content creator. Like, and so no, that was how I had found out about her, was that the one YouTuber, Trisha Paytas, had scammed her out of $500 after she had subscribed to her Patreon. But I think Trisha Paytas seen the videos that Ray was doing about her, and it was just news videos. She was just letting her know what the business is about Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas got upset. Didn't live up to the subscription service of the Patreon thing or something like that, because I think that's what Ray wanted, was a shout out. You pay $500. My thing is this, right? Because it was $500, not for like an Instagram post, not for a YouTube video, none of that. For an Instagram story. For those that don't know of Instagram, stories only last 24 hours. I know it's funny because I'm talking about this entitlement, but for $500, if somebody had paid me $500 to shout them out, I would put together the most James Cameron YouTube video of all time. Like, no, I'm going deep in depth with it. I'm like, my thing is this. I probably would even ask the person that's paying me the $500, what do you want in this video? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? Because $500 is $500, bro. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying like somebody needs to pay me $500 to shout them out and stuff. If you build a friendship, my thing is this. I guess like I'm not trying to like disrespect myself, but I'm a cheap individual. You ain't got to do all that, to, I guess, get me to shout you out, whatever. It's like, if you join my streams, comment underneath, like you actually trying to build a friendship, I'll probably just shout you out just because. I was like, no, because there was the one, I'm gonna call him a content creator, but he mainly does music. But anyways, a friend of mine's named Dead Frame. No, he joined the stream. He just had sit down, tell me stories. Like, and that's the thing that I'd be finding so fascinating about people, is when they come and tell me stories about themselves, like they forget that I'm a content creator, and I like that. I respect that. And then they just be talking to me as if I'm just a random person on the street or a friend of theirs and things. So I'm like, all right, I welcome that. I want that, So, but anyways, getting back to this Ray Rahimi story. So anyways, she has a channel called Hot Tea, and I was reacting heavily to her channels at one point in time. And so this guy, he comments underneath my videos, and I'm thinking to myself, if you know me, if you're subscribed to my channel, if you're a fan, I upload more than one video a day. Now, there might be some days where I'm like, I just don't feel like going through the trouble of having to do this, and this, going through all these different channels, and then having to come up with the titles and all that. I'm just going to upload this one video and call it a day. But my thing is this. For as long as I can remember, I had to say, I think probably it was all the way back in 2015, I've always have had multiple videos on my channel. 2016, my thing, I don't even know if there's a way to see how many videos I upload throughout the year. I upload a lot of videos. And even at the time when this guy was on my case, I had a lot of videos uploaded. So you could have watched my old videos. You could have watched any other videos. You could have went to one of my other channels. I'm trying to think, was I streaming at the time? I think I was even streaming at the time too. And you could have joined the streams. You could have watched the VODs on there of me playing whatever game. This guy was commenting only under the tea videos, the hot tea videos, talking about, can you stop reacting to these hot tea videos? I don't like them. I don't like tea channels. They just spread misinformation and all these other things. They're fake channels and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, and I said this to the guy, if you watch the video, you will see that this is a news channel, all right? There ain't no fake news she's going based off of what she has seen on the internet, okay? or in her, I guess, because I think she did at one point. I think she did have like a lot of people helping her out with the channel and stuff. I gotta see what's going on with the channel. I like offer my assistance and things, you know, in case if she needs help, whatever. But anyways, no, the guy was like, he was commenting that, and I'm like, there's all these videos I'm uploading. I'm not gonna stop supporting my friend. I don't know you. I really don't know her, but I know more of her than I know of you. If you think I'm gonna stop supporting my friend because you don't like their videos, fam, unsubscribe. I'm like, you're not forced to be here. You're not. And so the thing is this, I would say that he wouldn't say nothing because he knew I was right. He'll just wait until I comment or upload another hot tea video, leaving the same type of comment. Eventually, I block them. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do you a favor. You're not going to be able to comment underneath my channel no more because that's stupid. I'm like, no, if you honestly think I'm going to put a friendship in jeopardy to listen to some random guy, and ain't no telling how long you'll be subscribed to my channel. Because my thing is this, let's say I'm like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll stop reacting to her videos. 2-3 weeks later, he unsubscribed for whatever reason. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, so I just threw away a whole friendship so you can only be subscribed to me for a couple of weeks. Get out of here, bro. I'm like, nah, that's not happening, you know? So I'm like, for as long as I am going to be a content creator, and as long as she is a content creator, and I don't care whatever it is that she wants to do when it comes down to the tea videos, I am going to support it. Whether I'm supporting it from a distance or you see me doing a reaction video supporting her channel. I'm not going to listen to some random person because you think you could come to my channel and be entitled and stuff. That's not going to happen. That's not going to slide with me. And I'm not just going to go and just roll over on, like, I'm not no dog, bro. Can't just be telling people what to do and things. So yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, you know, it gets to a point where I'm like, when people, they be carrying on like that, I'm like, what have you been through in life to where you feel like you need to act entitled? You know, that's what I would like to know. But a lot of the times, you know, people, they can't be answering those questions and stuff. I guess it's too challenging for them. So anyways, but I'm like, you make it challenging. I'm like, if you just don't act entitled, you don't have to worry about being challenged, I guess, if somebody's questioning you on your behavior and stuff. So, but anyways, with that being said, talk to y'all later. Word of advice to anybody out there that acts entitled, stop it. There's no reason for you to act entitled. All right. So it's one of those things that you need to understand that people are going to be different than however you're thinking about them. You're thinking, this person is going to bend over backwards for me because I told them to do so. In reality, that person don't know who you are. And even if they do, it's like, still, I'm not going to bend over backwards for you because you ain't going to bend over backwards for me. So what does that look like? What does that look like where it's like we on a one-way street and I'm on the, would I be giving or receiving? Either way, regardless, two-way streets. That's how life is. Two-way streets. There ain't no such thing as a one-way street. All right. There is in some cases and situations, but for this case, in this situation, two-way streets, bruh. So, but anyways, with that being said, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe if you are viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.